Hi there, I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com, and this is my Smart American Accent training. In this video, we'll look at how to pronounce continent and continental. So there's a couple different ways that we say these, and words that have NT in English in the middle of the word, sometimes we leave that T off, sometimes we do stopped Ts. So let's break these down to help you pronounce them fluently and easily in your everyday speech. When we're looking at continent, I tend to say leave this first T out and say continent, or I make more of a stop T there, continent, which basically means that all of these T's are going to be unreleased. You can say continent, saying the T's, so that's probably the easiest and the clearest. If you don't feel confident using these stop T's, it would sound like continent. Letting the air out on those T's in NT combinations is one correct way to do it. If you want to sound more like a native speaker might sound, you can practice trying a stop T there, cont. So I really shouldn't have written it as though the T is optional. It's more that it's a stop T here. Continent. So that means that my I vowel is also going to be very short. It's going to sound kind of like cont, where I just stop that N, cont, an N by itself, N, and then kind of an plus an N with another short stopped N. So the reason I put the T's in parentheses is you really don't hear them. We just stop the air to make it sound like a T. Continent. Really tough because it has double NTs in it. In continental, you can hear even I'm struggling with how to model that because we do the same thing. Probably easiest here in continental. Here, because of the NT and L combination, I'm going to usually aspirate this first T, so I won't leave it out. Continental or continental. So if I use the T's, they're going to be aspirated. What's happening with this one? We have, because the stress is on the nen syllable, that makes me say this T, continental. Or if I'm going fast, continental. I'm going to just leave this T off and go right into the O, so from the N to the syllabic L. Continental. Okay, yeah. I guess I sometimes also leave this T off. Continental. It's tricky with NTs, so do check out my video talking about shorter words that just have the NT, how we can leave the T off. In words with the NT, like internet, those can just be left off. When there's an NT with a combination like an ent or ment or an L, button, etc., mountain, we tend to use the stop T's and the syllabic ends. So not easy. Let me just model each of these one more time for you so you can hear it and practice it. So I'm going to try continent or continent, continental or continental. I think continental. I think for this one, I kind of like using the T's. Continental sounds a little bit, it's a mouthful. And you will hear native speakers use that. They're having a continental breakfast or a continental breakfast when they're on the continent or the continent. Yeah, so kind of pick what works well for you, what you can say smoothly and naturally. Do try practicing it in some phrases and know that using the T's here is a very good option to be clear, and it's not necessary to always use that stop T combination that I modeled. Okay, thank you for this request. If you have a request you'd like to see me cover in the Word of the Day series, feel free to leave that in the comments. I'll add it to my list to cover in a future class. I'll be back again tomorrow with another Word of the Day, and Saturday we'll have our live question and answer class. For more help with this difficult combination, I do, as I mentioned, have some other videos Look up my videos for mountain and button. You can also use our Sounds of English course to get more details about how Americans make changes to things like the T sounds, the NT sounds in English. That's on our website, speechmodification.com. It goes through every sound in English and helps you feel more confident to pronounce words easily and correctly in American English. It's our Sounds of English course on speechmodification.com. Thanks so much for watching, liking, commenting, sharing the videos. It really does help the channel to grow, and I truly appreciate your support. Thanks also to those of you who have subscribed, and a special shout out to our channel members. Looking forward to seeing you in our next members class. I'm Christine Dunbar from speechmodification.com. Remember, if you want to sound like a native speaker, you can do it. speechmodification.com. Bye everyone. Hope to see you again soon.